Let's go to one that I'm sure that a lot of Americans who of a certain flavor are going to understand what this is, and maybe some other people won't. Cornhole.
Oh, yes, I love cornhole.
I love cornhole too. As a backyard sport, I think it's really interesting. I think it's fun. The drunker I get, the better I get. It's like pool and darts. The more drunk I get, the better I get. And bowling. Yeah, bowling, true. But cornhole, I never really considered a sport. It was just a thing you did in someone's backyard while you're waiting for the steak to be cooked or the cocaine to show up, right? One of the two.
Correct.
So, cornhole is an actual sport now. And it is high stakes, big money, sponsors involved. This is what's on ESPN regularly. And Fox Sports South and Fox Sports regularly has this Champions League of cornholers. Who are usually white men. There are men and women's leagues and mixed leagues and stuff like that. But let's say for this particular clip, white men from the ages of 20 to 50 years old in Birkenstocks, shorts. They're wearing Beats headphones. Normally, this is played with a lot of alcohol involved. You got to understand, right?
Yeah, normally.
Yeah, you've seen the Google cornhole. It's a little hard to explain, but there are two boards set up at each end. It's bean bags. You throw it into a hole. That's it. You can slide them up the board and throw it in the hole, directly put it in there. There is a huge league that's going on that's got big money involved, and it's being televised right now.
Big money.
Big money. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Whammy's gonna get you. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. We're going to listen to a little cornhole now, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Professional cornhole.
Harbaugh, such a beautiful bag, just spins it in.
Harbaugh's got such a beautiful bag. I like the right one better than the left one. It's hanging a little bit lower.
Give it a spin.
Give it a spin. Give it a spin and watch it pop. There's a lot of downtime in the
It's interesting too, Trey. When you look at the doubles, it's a change in strategy too. How do they decide who's gonna How do they decide there's going to be a professional sport? I'm waiting for him to say that. Like, how do they decide to send me here in the middle of Milwaukee on a Tuesday afternoon?
I was going to say, like, where to is these being played? Like, golf is usually around very sunny places. And,
so these seem like they're played
if I wanted to raise a professional cornholer, where would I go?
birth
this child.
Somewhere in Nashville, Tennessee seems like a great place to start, or any backyard in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's a southern thing, right? Maybe I don't know. Who knows? I haven't been anywhere else. Cornhole's everywhere, I'm sure, but it seems like a tailgating thing. Like that's where it started. It's just a tailgate game, right?
Yes.
And these guys, they have terms for certain type. Like they call one an airmail and a slider and a pitch shot, and they're very technical about all this.
Yeah.
And that's when you know things are getting serious. Like you're moving toward a sport, quote unquote, is because they come up with terminology that's all its own, and people start taking it way too seriously. Right. When I was playing cornhole, you just threw the bag. If you got it in, congratulations, you got a point. That was it. We didn't have terms for the way we were throwing. Sidearm, side slide. That's an airmail. That's an airmail.
Did Devin Harbaugh and Tyler Cobb decide they were going to line up this way and put Harbaugh against Greg Geary, who's been so hot this weekend?
So before every game, there's a coin toss. Whoever wins the coin toss can choose one of two things. You can choose where you and your partner stand, exactly locations, or you can choose who each player is going to play against, and then your opponent goes and stands where they stand, and you follow them accordingly.
Okay, you've already lost me here, bro. I don't give a shit. Yeah, you know what we do? You want to take the right side, I'll take the left side.
Exactly.
Hey, come on, man. You're taking this way too seriously. There is a coin toss, according to rule 7.6.7.
And that's who you decide.
That I literally made up on my own.
That's who goes first?
Yes. You decide who goes first, on what side of the board they go, on which side of the board they go. Like the wind's going to affect it. It's like it's indoors. What are you talking about? I don't think there's any distinct advantage. It's a cornhole.
So, in most cases, when you're playing in doubles play in cornhole, assuming you're not dealing with any type of outside air, but of course the airmail in itself is a lower percentage shot just to hit it.
Cool.
Cool, bro. Not sure what you fucking said, man, but yeah, sweet. You mind if I dab?
Can you get the pizza tonight?
Yeah. You mind if I dab? Is that cool? You cool with that? Because, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but watching those beanbags fly is not really all that interesting. I first watched this beanbag tournament, listened to the beanbag tournament, I should say. I was not watching, but listening to the cornhole tournament when I was driving back from Indiana on Adderall.
Oh, right.
I put the beanbag tournament, I noticed it on at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And so I put it on. I put the audio on, and I was listening to it, and I'm telling you what, Holy, I was fascinated,
Riveting.
but I'm sure it was the drugs talking because it
Riveting.
was not riveting.
Keep shooting, Jimmy. Stay hot.
Jimmy McGuffin, regarded pretty much as one of the top air mailers in this.
Old McGuffin.
Jimmy McGuffin, we call him Jimmy McLovin. Jimmy McGuffin, we call him Jimmy McMuffin.
Air mailer.
By the way, his nickname should be Jimmy McMuffin because it looks like he had a few of those for breakfast. He's been roundly considered as the best air mailer that has ever lived.
Best in the business.
That's right. Literally, in the 6 months we've been bullshitting about this sport, he's the best.
McMuffin.
Yeah,
is on top.
there's nothing to compare him to, but he's the top of the top.
Right.
Sport.
In the history of the sport, really.
What is the history of the sport?
There is none.
Since when have they been keeping track of cornhole?
Yeah, there has none.
There's cornhole tournaments, and that's it. Come on, guys, get it together. Cornhole is not a sport. I'm just saying, it's not a sport.
It's a fun hobby pastime.
I agree. And like a lot of other fun hobby pastimes, I'm sure that this will get some traction, but I don't think this will ever be at the level of like the MLB or anything like that.
No.
Or who knows? Maybe you never know. I don't know.
Do they do professional bocce?
They do professional bocce.
Yeah.
In Italy, it's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
big
I was
deal.
on a bocce league for a couple
Me
of
too.
years.
I was with
Yeah.
you.
You were with me, were
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I was with you. Well, some nights I was with you.
Yeah.
Other nights I was too hungover or already drunk to show up. But we were in that bocce league.
Yes, we were in the bocce
I think
league.
it depended on whether or not the girl I was kind of dating at the time
Yeah.
was in that rotation.
I think
Because
so.
if she was, then I usually was not there, and if she was there, then wasn't there, then I was there.
It was fun, and I can see how that would be kind of a precursor to now this cornhole.
This cornhole thing, yeah. But I think bocce's much more
Bocce,
interesting.
though, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a hard
This
ball.
is a hard ball. I'm not sure why else where it's interesting, but it's just more fun to watch. That's my opinion. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
The creme de la creme
Oh,
of silly sports currently being played is one that started during the pandemic. This is the first
Okay.
professional championship or professional games at all of this particular sport. Two brothers, I think they're in Seattle. Two brothers have been playing a game since they were a little kid that a lot of kids with siblings or friends played. When you have a balloon that you blew up, not a helium balloon, but a balloon, or a helium balloon as it starts to die or whatever, you play a game of keep up. And that means basically is that I will hit it once, I will punch it in the air, and then you're the next person. Now you hit it.
You punch it in
You
the
go
air.
back and forth. And the person who lets it drop loses, right? And then if you want to keep score, you keep score. Two brothers were doing this at a whole nother level. They were jumping over couches. They were diving under tables. They were jumping all around. And their videos, TikTok and Instagram videos and YouTube videos became extremely popular over the pandemic because people found a new game that they could play at home with their kids, or the kids could play or whatever.
sure. It's cheap and easy.
Cheap and easy. There's nothing to it. You get a fucking balloon and you have a living room. If you've got furniture and a balloon, you can get that done. Or if your friends have furniture and you have a balloon costs 7 cents exactly. With some hot air. So some people in Spain took this to a whole nother level. The brothers said,
Why not?
this should be a professional sport. Somebody should make this into a professional sport. And they did.
They did it.
In Spain. Leave it up to the Spaniards. I like these guys' gumption, right? Leave it up to the Spaniards.
Yeah.
Now, just like we were talking about earlier in Spanish, Chrissy and I have no idea how to speak in Spanish. And this is all in Spanish, but I'm going to do my best to translate as we go along.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
España. Turno de España.
Tournament of Spain.
España-Uruguay. Un
Spain versus Uruguay.
tío que ha venido hasta la madre a verle, la familia. Hoy la han entrevistado en 4. Ander Cortés, viene el representante español.
I cannot believe this
Tell me
is
about a family.
No, yeah, he said, I cannot believe this is a sport. I'm actually feeding my family talking about balloons. That's what he said. Now, of course, they got to play each other's national anthem. So he said it's very important to play the national anthem to pretend like this is an actual sport. Yeah.
Estoy nervioso, macho, te lo digo en serio.
He said he's very nervous that nobody's buying the pay-per-view.
El chico de España, recordemos, Jan Franquesa.
He said something about John Franquesa.
Okay.
He said next time we're not going to play these songs every time.
Y enfrente, Uruguay.
He said in the front comes Uruguay. Okay, now what I want you to understand a little bit about this sport. 4 walls, some furniture in the middle, 1 balloon.
It's a recreated living room.
With glass walls, right? So you can see in the middle. And there,
I've heard about this.
Yes, and there are 3 official referees dressed like referees. 3. There are 2 people in the room wearing helmets, 2 young, they're younger people, and a bunch of furniture. All the furniture has a sponsor. It's like Mentos or, Volkswagen or whatever, right? They all have sponsors, way sponsored out. And the guys who are doing the announcing, I'm assuming are the guys who invested in this particular thing. There's like a 25,000 euro prize. It's sure it costs a lot of money to put this television production on. It's pretty well done, right? It's not a YouTube video. It's pretty well done. It's a live event in an actual stadium. It's a tiny little stadium, but it's a stadium indoors. And then they have referees and they have instant replay. Now, I want you to keep this in mind as we move forward.
I'm like picturing somebody.
That's literally what they're doing. They're like diving across and and I forgot to tell you the rules. You have to hit upwards or sideways.
Right.
You cannot hit in any motion downwards. So if at any time the referees think that you're trying to hit it even like at an angle downwards, you get a point taken away. Mm-hmm. The other person gets a point.
El Suquito Leal.
He just said, "This is awful. We shouldn't play these." Yeah. This is the Uruguay.
Qué barbaridad de partido. Estoy nervioso, Alfredo.
Yo también. Y luego acabo de ver el tinte de el uruguayo que ha querido esperar.
He said, "I'm trying to figure out something to say about Uruguayo."
Hasta que viéramos claramente ese pelito rubio platino y negro.
I'm going to get you.
Pero partidazo en este mundial de globos.
Las peores rondas para el español van a ser las primeras, ¿eh?
No, es que me temo que aquí va a sufrir el español seguro.
He said, at this moment, all of Spain is wondering why we're doing this.
Cuba, totalmente esperando. Estoy nervioso, macho. Qué barbaridad.
He said, I'm so nervous. I spent all my family's money on this.
Con 600.000 personas en directo. ¡Qué tensión, qué nervios!
Okay, there's the whistle.
Vamos. De Jan.
Vamos.
They're hitting the ball. I'll put this video on YouTube. There goes the there's the balloon. He hit it. The other guy hit it. The other guy hit it. Everyone's hitting it. That's all you do? We're speaking over each other?
Alfredo, ¿qué te parece?
No, yo creo que es punto para España.
Okay, now. The game is stopped because the referee thinks that it was hit in a downward motion. It looked like it went to the side, but it actually went downwards. Now the whole fucking television program explodes. And I'll explain why. Let's just listen to him in the background.
Sí, yo creo que sí, ¿no? Gerard, justa.
He's saying, no, he hit it under. He hit it under. Like he went up. Right? There are 6 commentators in the booth. 6, right?
Wow.
Ranging from young to old. All of them speaking over each other, so you can't understand a fucking word. 6 commentators. Like I said, I think these guys are all investors in this particular sport.
Yeah.
With one main guy who is a rather rotund Spanish man. Now what you're hearing is the referee, all 3 referees have now gone to the instant replay booth to see exactly if it went up or down. But they don't really, this is happening so on the fly that they don't understand exactly how they measure that.
Yeah.
So
you would tell maybe about the angle of the hand.
The angle of the hand, correct. Or the angle of the balloon, right?
Like if it's like that,
or it's like that.
If
Did you cup your hand? Right.
Yeah. If it's anything other than this.
That's right. So this is so bad, Chrissy.
Up.
Yeah, I know, but you can go sideways too. So it's like yeah.
But it has to be middle.
It has to be middle or
angle.
That's right. That's right. That's what they're saying. But this is such a fucking mess that at the end of the day, the referees decide that he hit it sideways, right? They say, we think he hit it sideways, so we're taking no points away. but one of the announcers is called over to make the final decision.
Oh.
Now imagine if in the ninth inning of the World Championship,
If 3 referees can't get it right, call in the announcer.
and a replay guy.
And a replay guy.
So they called in an announcer, like calling in Joe Buck to make the final call and slide at the plate during the World Series. It's absolutely unbelievable. This has got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It truly is.
But it was so fucking fascinating to watch these kids playing this balloon ball or whatever you call it and having balloon balls. He's got nice sacks. Joe McGuffin. Joe McLovin. The best.
He's regarded as one of the best airmailers.
He's regarded as one of the best sack handlers that ever was. And I'll tell you what, I've seen a few sack handlers in my time. Oh my God. I could go on. I could go on forever. Sports that aren't quite sports, that should be sports, that aren't sports, that might be sports. There you go. There you have it. There's a general recap. We got 4 of the 30 that I could think of. There's Chrissy tuning out as I do all the show liners.
I'm dancing.
I know it. I know how she goes. All right. Well, listen. I think I've got all we done. We've done enough today. I'm still battling salmonella.
Yes.
I'm still not feeling 100%. So if I sound a little muddle mouth today, that's why. It's because I don't have any fluids in my body. And I want to thank everybody who took the time to like and comment on our recent videos. Go to youtube.com/thecommercialbreak. Please check us out and subscribe. We now have actual imagery. So when we're talking about some of these clips, they're actually on the YouTube channel. You can see them right here where I'm putting my hand. You can see them right there. So now you can see what we're talking about if you're interested. youtube.com/thecommercialbreak. Add The Commercial Break on Instagram. Go ahead and send us a text message, 661-BEST-TO-YO. We'll get back to you. I promise we'll get back to you eventually. I've been a little under the weather. So if you've texted us in the last couple days, we will get back to you. I promise. And make sure to go get your TCB sticker. I want to thank all my good friends at Castbox, Squatty Potty, all the wonderful people at Fuego Chips who have sent us a lot of chips, at Moon Cheese who have sent us Moon Cheese. They're keeping us fed. Well, keeping you fed, at least. I'm just over here losing weight by the minute. And I think that's it. We're going to be back soon with another wonderful edition of The Commercial Break.
We will. And then we'll have a new season coming up, too.
Season 3. Brand new studio, brand new content, brand new attitude. Less listeners. That's how it's going to go.
That's the goal.
More commercials, less listeners. You know how it goes. We're going to... pretty soon, the whole second half of the commercial break is just going to be commercials.
Well...
That might work. You never know. People might be into that.
It's in the name.
There's whole YouTube channels that are dedicated to commercials, and they do well, you know?
We're going to need to start opening presents, too.
Opening,
opening presents to get viewers.
Let's do some unboxing.
Yeah,
you want to do unboxing?
Unboxing?
Okay, we'll do a couple episodes on unboxing. We'll get some boxes that we can unbox right here.
We'll open our Christmas presents to each other.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Or let's order some stuff on the internet and let's unbox it here like they do online, and we'll make it fun. Let's unbox a dildo or like some KY jelly or something. Okay, I like that. Yeah. We just came up with some TCB content.
We did.
Look at that.
On the fly.
Look at us working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for your pleasure.
Never stops.
That's it. That's all I can do today. I love you.
I love you.
Best to you.
Best to you.
And best to you out there in the podcast universe. Until next time, we always say, and we always mean, bye.